The next technique in First Brown is Waterfall. This is the other right punch that we have from the front. Again, there aren't many in this level, maybe 3 total, and one of those you're getting pushed behind into it. There's also a right punch that comes from the right side. That's darkness. We'll see that coming up here towards the end of the level. But there's a lot of punches in this level. Most of them are left side, but this is another one that's one of our right hand punches. The setup to this one is a little different, but then once you're past the initial interception of the punch and you're moving right into the moves, it's going to be very familiar. Again, it's just like one of the techniques we did in blue. In fact, the last technique that we had in blue was flashing wing. So flashing wing is the right punch comes in, we're intercepting that by advancing with an inward block, and then we slid past them, clipping them with an elbow across the ribs. Then it was an elbow to the back. After this, the entire technique is exactly like Waterfall. The two are identical, right? So that portion of it is what's different. Other than that, these two techniques are very, well, they're essentially identical. So flashing wings starts with this inward block, right? Inward elbow, outward elbow, and then it did the hand sword behind the heads, bending him over, and we're checking his knee. We're going to buckle here. Introduced in blue belt that idea of turning his knee out with a buckle and then checking the arm while we hand sword underneath the nose. So the follow-up, hand sword, buckle, all of that we're going to get into with Waterfall, and the only thing different is how we intercept the attack. Once again, we are going to advance forward, but this time we're going to use both hands as we come up. And as we intercept this attack here, using this blocking motion, we're going to sweep. So as you intercept his arm, we're going to use the back of the hands, sweeping his arm down in a large circular motion, right? We want to pass his hand low and up. You want to whip from that initial attack. You want to change his momentum. He expected to intersect with your face. Instead, you're moving his arm in such a way that it jerks his body forward and slings his arm up, right? Puts some of that pressure in the shoulder, but it's a quick whipping action into the shoulder, and then we go straight into the follow-up. So here, we catch the arm here. We're passing the arm, and quickly, as soon as the arms whip this up to the corner, think of throwing it like throwing his hand up towards 1030. Immediately, as that kind of turns him towards you anyway, we're going to intercept with this downward hand sword with the right, bending him over hit to the neck, bend him over, tabletop him, and following up with a big overhead downward vertical hand sword behind his head, right? So that double chop idea. Once again, we want to check the knee. If we can get that knee, the shin kind of crossing his from the foot being on the outside, we're going to cross knee on the inside of his leg. And then when we turn here, as you turn to the left, you're going to pivot his knee, kind of turning it to the outside. And as you do so, we're still checking his arm, right arm into his side, so he can't use that to counterattack or to block what we're finishing with. And a thrusting hand sword right underneath the nose. We want to hit him kind of on the top here of the teeth, and that area that we call jinshu here, that's the target area. Boom. So you're not hitting into the nose. You want to aim with the bottom of your hand to hit up and back into that very kind of top of where the teeth and the base of the nose meet. And that's the thrust there at the end. From there, we full cover out to 6 o'clock. That's Waterfall. So again, as he punches, we step in, we sweep that arm up towards 1030 and hand sword right, hand sword left, checking his knee, turn, checking his arm with the left, thrusting hand sword with the right, full cover out to escape to 6 o'clock. One more time, Waterfall.